Situation, EJ, Clarence, Angel, are you here? Okay, no problem, Angel. Thank you. Mimi Wonk is joining. Nicholas will be absent today. His mom texted me. Mithul is joining as well. Okay, cool. I'll give you a minute so you can adjust. I know it's Saturday and probably you want to do something else rather than having class, but what can we do? I'm gonna adjust my camera slightly closer. All right, cool. So I just need to know, guys, if you're here. Camera has a problem for Weishan, that's fine. Clarence, is your camera working? Clarence, are you here? Mithul, are you here? Okay, so nobody is here. So what are we gonna do now? If nobody is here, why did you join the class? I want to see everyone's camera. Otherwise, I'm not gonna call your name. Everyone's camera is on now.
I fixed my camera.
Thank you. Apart from Angel, Angel will have it switch it off. She will switch off her camera for now, but then because she's in a car, after that she will open her camera. The rest of you, Clarence, Mithul, Mi Wong, guys, this is not fair. This is literally not fair. Every single time, the same students, the same. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking you're probably somewhere, right? You're probably somewhere, but you don't want to be absent. So you just open the class and that's it. You don't cooperate. I call your name, you're not here, and so on. That's my thinking of you. Mithul, I didn't hear anything. I'm sorry. Probably microphone is not working. Oops. There goes my light. Luckily, it didn't break my computer, so that's a plus, I would say. Maybe like this it will stay. Oh, come on, cooperate with me. I'm using a different kind of camera now. Not a different kind of a different kind of ring light because I'm not in my flat. I am actually a little bit away. So so hopefully it's not going to break my computer. All right, guys. As I said, I need to see your faces because it's not fair every single class the same students over and over again. So if that's the case, we can all switch it off. And how should I know who is here? Am I going to put someone from YouTube? They can talk to you and that's it. So come on. All right. Last week I gave you homework to do. And unfortunately, only 2 students done the homework. And again, Angel and EJ. That's it. What happened with the rest of you? Sankai, why don't you have homework? You were here last week. You weren't absent. Sankai?
My homework, last time I did do it, but when I wanted to hand in, it says something error, faulting.
Okay, it cannot say that because this is a Padlet link.
I don't know.
If it's the life worksheet, might say, I agree over for this page particularly. However, for the Padlet, not necessarily, okay?
I don't know, teacher, that.
That's fine. I don't mind. You're going to do it anyway. So up to you. Linus was absent last week. However, guys, please make sure you're checking your WhatsApp messages as well, because every time when I give you homework, I just post the homework there as well. All right. So you are going to write this essay, but a little bit later, because there are a couple of other things that we need to cover. And I think we should start right away. Okay. All right, so can I please ask you guys to open your books on page 86. Last week, we started with collocations with ambition, career, experience, and job, right? So by now, I think you should feel a little bit more comfortable with them. Hopefully, though. And we're going to do exercise 3. Complete the in story by writing a verb from exercise 2 in the correct form in the gaps. Can you please remind me, EJ or Angel? I know for sure they know. According to my notes, we haven't done exercise 3. Is that correct? Yes, okay. So my notes are correct. I just need to double check. Okay, guys. So what you need to do here is, thank you, Angel. Basically, the words that we use, the collocation, not the words. Come on, collocation. If you have exercise 2 over here, if you've done it in your book, as we did last week, now it's going to be easy for you to finish just one word. Is it going to be gain a career? Is it going to be make a career? I don't know. You have to tell me. I'll give you like a minute. So we can check it out. Okay, Osmond is joining. Hi, Osmond. Let me check. Mitchell, 1 second. Oh, anonymous is you, is it? But you need to put your name. Thank you for doing it. All right, let's check it out. Let's check out the answers. It should be very easy because, as I said last week, we've done it a couple of times. So let's check it out. Let's start with Linus because he was absent last week. So exercise 3.
I've always enjoyed performing in front of people, and I'd like to pursue a career as an actor.
Pursue, very well. Or guys, you can also write make a career or pursue a career. I will write it down for you. Okay. So pursue or make. Thank you. Osman, can you, oh, actually you just came. Ruichi, can you do number 2, please?
If I could pursue my first ambition of going to drama school,
But sweetie, we cannot say pursue my ambition. Look in the collocation that we did. Okay, achieve is one option, yeah. Achieve is one option. Fulfill, realize. Okay, and what is number 3? Ruichi, what do you have?
I gain the knowledge and experience which is needed.
Okay, gain or get is also correct. So gain or get. Okay, perfect. Next, can you go for the next one, please? Number 4.
If I'm going to
Wait, what? I thought it was me.
Yes, Max, it's you.
Then why did
Thank
someone
you,
else speak?
Nikki.
There's no way I'd ever be able to turn it down.
Wait, what?
Turn it
Number
down.
4.
Oh wait,
What do
wrong
you
one. Oh,
mean?
sorry. That's start out on, which is if I'm going to start out on the job in the theater.
Start. It's not really start. We can say, if I'm going to find a job in the theater, or if I'm going to apply for a job in the theater, or if I'm going to look for a job in the theater. You got, guys, 3 options. Either way, Max, yours wasn't very valid. So I'll put apply. Apply for a job. Okay, let's go with the next one. Sankai, can you go number 5, please?
Acting is a very competitive profession, and you have to
What can you do with a career?
Build.
Build. Thank you. Build your career. Yes. Let's write it down. Build your career. All right. Thank you, Clarence. Number 6, please. Oh, microphone's not working? I cannot hear you. No, Clarence, it's not working. Offer. Okay, but oh, that's Angel, sorry. We're just gonna go with offers because director is the 3rd person. So we're gonna go with offers you a job, which really, Angel, number 7, what do you have? Let me see. Make. Okay. We need something else, something a little bit more powerful than make. EJ, what do you have?
Teacher, I think it's either help improve or fulfill. Fulfills.
Not really.
Launch.
Yes, exactly. Launches, which really launches your career to the stage. So launches. So those of you, I think only Linus was absent last week, as far as I remember. Guys, make sure you're having these collocations over here. If you remember, I asked you to write sentences as well. So make sure you remember them because you're gonna need them. All right, let's see. What is the difference between play, performance, and acting? Who can tell me? Play, performance, and acting.
Play is playing either the play where you play with your friends or a stage
Okay.
play.
Okay. How about performance?
Performance is more like a rating. You rate someone's performance, like how did they do? Their performance was like 9 out of 10.
Okay, but the question here is, what does performance mean? Angel said, let me double check. Includes acting. Okay, so includes acting. Yeah, that's for sure.
It's their all in all, I don't know, score.
Okay. How about acting then? What is acting? acting? Okay, Angel says shows an expression. Okay, so what is a play? Play could be a verb, right? But we're not looking for a verb at the moment. We're actually referring to something else. Play is when you go in the theater and you're going to watch something, you're going to watch a play, right? Now, be careful with English words because, as I said, one word can have a couple of meanings, especially like, well, play, yes, but I think most of the time when we refer to play, we refer to the verb play, but not the noun, right? So pay attention. Is it a noun? Is it a verb in the sentence? So as I said, play is basically when you go to a theater, you want to watch like a movie, but it's not a movie because you're going to see the people like not face to face, but you're going to see them in live. So that's a play. Performance is whatever they're going to do, could be good, could be bad, right? You're going to say it was a magnificent performance, which means the whole show as a performance was amazing. However, acting became part from the performance. So acting is the initiative that a person takes to do something. So it's acting, right? So play, performance, and acting. I know you understand the words, but I just wanted to see how you can explain them. So I'm not worried about that. How about audience, the public, and spectators? What's the difference? What is what? Audience, the public, and spectators. Let's start with audience. So, when you watch a TV show, right, you're the audience. Or, you know, those are, I don't know if you have them or probably you do have them. Like we're going to have a show now and probably I'm going to have some guests and I'm going to ask them questions, blah, blah, whatever I want to ask them. Depends what have they done before. Now, most of the time in a lot of, especially within American shows, there's audience on the other side. And what they do is they sit over there, and if there's a sign says applause, they need to applause, right? If there's a sign laugh, they start laughing. So they are the audience. But also, we're the audience as well. Public is pretty much all humanity, I would say. For example, please be careful to not scroll that information into public, which means don't make that information available for other people because public is you, me, everyone, right? We are the public. For example, when there's some elections, like government elections, the public needs to vote. Who is that? Well, usually it's anyone who is above the age of 18. Usually that's the rule, but I think like some countries have a slightly different. So those are the audience, the public. Spectators is, for example, when you go to something that it's like a massive festival and there are like a lot of people, or you're going to watch a Formula One race and you're going to see like a lot of people. You cannot really count them, right? Because there's like a lot. So they will be spectators. Does that make sense? Spectators is the visitor in the sports competition area sitting up there, the spectators. Yeah. Public is more general. Yes. Audience is the visitor in a show. Okay, good, Angel. Thank you. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Oh, I didn't ask scene and stage. Sorry, I forgot. Do you know what? I am so tired. I haven't slept for 45 hours because actually I haven't slept from, what day is today? Saturday, from Thursday. But why is that? On Thursday evening, I couldn't sleep. I just couldn't sleep. But yesterday I had a flight and my flight was very late and now I came to see my dog. So that's why I'm saying I'm not in my flat. So I'm using a different kind of ring light. And last night when I came home at about 4:30 in the morning, and now it's 9:30. So I haven't slept. Excuse if I make some mistake with my vocabulary, but I'm trying my best. Don't follow my example though, please. Sleep regularly. For me, I have sleeping issues, so that's why I just don't sleep. Anyway, back to the lesson. Scene and stage. What's the difference? You're watching a movie, right? You're watching a movie, and specific scene from the movie, you like it. That's a scene. However, stage could be, let's see, all of these actors that they perform on a stage, right? They perform on a stage, or maybe like singers, right? They're performing, they're singing their songs on a stage. So scene is basically just a short part of it, like a small part of it. But the stage is just a general place where people like to perform certain things. Okay, within the next exercise, you actually need to choose the correct word. I will give you the first example, so you will pretty much know what you have to do. He was discovered by someone from the theater while performing in. Now you have two options: plays, performances. Hey, hold on. How are you going to read this town? This is in Scotland, but how are you going to read it? EJ, how are you going to read this word? Is it going to be Edinburgh?
I think so.
You think so? Anyone else thinks that this word, this is a city though, it needs to be pronounced a little bit different?
Different people say it in different ways.
How?
I don't know. I've asked two of my friends. They said like the one said Edinburgh, one is at Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Edinburgh is the correct answer. Edinburgh is, I think, usually non-native people would say Edinburgh because they have no idea how people in UK pronounce this particular city. However, the correct pronunciation is Edinburgh. Why? Don't ask me why. Nobody knows why. There's I think like 5 or 6 more words that they have the same. So they're written very similar with URGH, but it's pronounced raw. Edinburgh. So remember this, it's not Edinburgh, it's Edinburgh. Okay, so the first one, the first answer will be plays. He was discovered by someone from the theater while performing in plays in Edinburgh and St. Andrews. But he admits the student's final what is going to be acting or performance. Sankai.
Place.
Oh, we
Sorry,
don't have
teacher.
plays. No, you don't have plays. You need to tell me number 2. Why are you telling me number 1?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Ah, don't do that. Who can help me?
I can, but he admits the student's final performance in front of directors and agents is still not working.
Okay, perfect. Final performance. Very well. Ruichi, keep going, please. Number 3. Ruichi. I don't know if you're saying something, sweetie. I don't hear you.
When I started the course, I thought that stage acting was the only thing I wanted to do.
Okay, stage acting. All right. Let's see number 4 and 5. Mithu, is your microphone working? Oh, no, I cannot hear you. Okay, text me the answer, please. It was just so exhilarating to get up on Stage, all right, and audience. Stage in front of audience. Okay, cool. All right, going for the next one. Now with this one, you basically need to find the answer. So you don't have anything offer over here, but you need to find what to put in it. You have the first one. It says, read the definition on page 184. You can do it. You don't have to because we've done this the previous lesson. Then complete each of these sentences by writing one of the words or phrases in the gaps in the correct form. Use each word only once. The garden in all its glory is now open to the public. Yes, Mitchell, yes, you can do that. You can leave and come back, no problem. Thank you. I'll let you a minute, 2 minutes, to complete this exercise, and we're going to check it out. So we're looking for the words that previously we mentioned: audience, spectators, public, performance, acting. Those are the words. So let's see. Okay, let's check them out. EJ, you go next, please.
He wrote his latest play in under 6 weeks.
Perfect. I'm going to make it slightly bigger. Okay. So I can write it down. Play. Latest play. Yeah, thank you. Osmond, can you go with number 3, please? Osmond has no microphone, no camera. I don't even know if he's here. Max?
She gave a superb performance as oh wait, wrong one, sorry. The thing I enjoy most about acting is the chance to work in films on location.
Perfect, very well, acting. Mitchell, did you fix it? Nope. Mi Wong? Mi Wong doesn't have the answer. Mitchell says it says it works, but it's not. I don't know, sweetie, but it's not. We cannot hear you. Okay, Wei Shan, do you have this one?
Performance.
She gave a superb performance. Did you say performance?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, sir. Sorry, good. Performance. Okay. Angel, 5, please. Okay, an audience. Yep. The audience were clearly delighted with the performance. Audience, EJ?
The actor forgot what he was supposed to say in the final scene of the play.
Perfect. Final scene. Linus?
The show ended with all the performers singing on stage together.
Stage together. Very well. Ruichi?
He broke the world 400 meters record in front of over 40,000 cheering spectators.
Spectators. Okay. All right, good. You're having a picture over here that can show you what is audience, what is performance, and what are spectators. Okay, cool. Let's go with the next one. We have a little bit of grammar, in, on, and at. I presume you know how to use them, right? In, when we talk about months, for example, in June, July, or when we're talking about certain part of the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, right? On Monday, Tuesday, when we talk about the days. At, when we talk about the time, right? However, there is a different use of this preposition, especially when they express certain location. So therefore, we're going to go to page 172. Hold on. Okay, 69, 70, 71, 72. Okay, let's clear it. Okay, so when do we use at? As we said, points of time, right? At 3 o'clock, at 5 o'clock, and so on. We can meet at breakfast. But our main goal is to see when it comes to location. So for example, even though we know that we're using it for periods of time, for parts of the day, to say the period of time before something happens or how long something takes. So, oh my God, I'm sorry. I was referring to in, I was referring to at, and I was talking about in. My mistake, sorry. So when we talk about year, remember, year goes with in 1992. In the morning, in the afternoon, when we use at. So are you going to say, I'm going to the park, or I'm going at the park, or I am at the park, or I am in the park? Which options are correct? Can I say in the park, or can I say at the park? This is a lot of confusing for a lot of students, because I can see sometimes they're not really sure like what to use and how to use it. And I've heard both of them. I would say both of them are correct. What's the difference? If you are, think about it like this. If you are physically in the park, you're going to say in the park. Let's go in the park. Yes, that's an exception. Where are you? I'm at the park. Even though you're physically there, right? So both of them are correct. But is there a difference? I'm pretty sure you've learned this, guys, at school. I'm pretty sure you've learned this because this is a very beginner's level, I would say. So nobody knows, nobody speaks.
Teacher, can you say the question one more time?
What is the difference between in the park and at the park?
In the park means like you're inside of the park. You're already in it. At the park, you could say. At the park, it doesn't. I don't think it necessarily means being actually in the park, like directly inside of it.
Okay, thank you. So when we talk about, when we want to use at as a preposition, we actually refer to a place as a point, but it doesn't actually mean that you are there, right? So we're talking just as a point. Let's meet at the park. Okay, let's meet at school, but you're not giving precise information. Where would you like to meet, at the park, and where would you like to meet at school? Okay, so we use at when we are referring to something more, a little bit more general. When we talk about in, we actually think of a place as an area or space. Okay, so I think in is quite easy. Not gonna bother you with that, but let's take a look on. To talk about a position in contact with a surface on your forehead. So something that is potentially physically touchable, I would say. Now, underneath, you're having this chart with at, in, and on prepositions. When and how do we use them? So you're going to need this, like you're going to need this list to do exercise 1 and exercise 2. So I'm going to lay you 5 minutes to do both exercises, and after that we need to do a listening, and maybe we can have the break. I want to do reported speech as well. Okay, but I also want you to do the writing. So let's see how much time we're going to have for everything to cover. But please, guys, do exercise 1 and exercise 2. Make sure you're opening 172 page and just compare your answers from there. Guys, please give me thumbs up when you're ready. Are you ready with the answers? Should we check them out? Okay, let's start. Angel, you go first.
At the theater.
Okay. Do we agree it's at the theater? Because that's not the correct answer. In, yes, in is the correct answer. Okay, so in the theater. Wei Shen, number 2.
He was discovered by someone from the theater while performing in plays at Edinburgh.
In Edinburgh. Okay. EJ, next one for you.
Now I want to do everything I can, whether it's on stage, TV, film, or radio.
Perfect. On. Good job. Okay, next one for Clarence. Cameras on, please.
Romana says she got involved with a lot of drama production when she was still in school.
She was still in school. Are we sure it's in school? What did we say? We're referring to something general. We're referring to the place.
At school.
At school, yes. At school. Sankai? Sankai.
Maybe the number. Oh, okay.
5.
I was confused. Like why?
It has 3 dots. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't worry
okay.
about it.
It was only in the second year of a primary teaching degree. At Edinburgh University.
Edinburgh. Don't call it Edinburgh.
Yeah,
Edinburgh.
okay. Edinburgh University that he decided to pursue a career as an actor.
Okay, perfect. So in, on, at. Make sure, guys, you're having these answers so we can check the next one. You're rushing. That's why I say feel free to use the list on 172. Okay, let's clear it. Going for the next one. Okay, this is slightly longer. So, okay, let's keep going. Linus, we'll start with you.
Every morning we got up early and went to walk on the mountains.
On the mountains, are you sure? Check the list. What does the list say? What does it say?
In.
In, in the mountains. Okay. Oh, the other ones erased. In the mountains. Okay, cool. Thank you. Mi Wong, the next one for you. On every year, many people are injured on the road. Okay. EJ, I'll get back to that. I just saw your message. Okay, next one. Max. Max.
Wait, sorry, teacher, did you call me?
Yes.
Sorry.
No worries.
I am studying
Number 3,
English
please.
in school, and a spell in your country would be a great chance for me to improve.
Okay, so is it in school or is it something else?
In.
Are you sure?
Oh, wait. I think it's as.
Okay. We don't have that example here. Oh, here it is. What is the correct answer?
It's at
At school. Okay, cool. Let's write it down. Mitchell, you're next. In. Okay, I think that your cinema is the best in the city. Ruchi.
I was alone at home. My parents were at a party and my sister was at a friend's house.
Okay. At home. At party. At a friend's house. Osmond, are you here? You're not. Angel, back to you.
Despite spending 2 hours a day commuting, I prefer living in the outskirts of the London.
On. Living on the outskirts of London. Living on. Wei Shen, number 7, please.
The seaside is the ideal place for family holiday because children can swim at the sea as well as play on the beach.
Okay, not at the sea. It's going to be in, and then we're having on. All right, next one is for Ije. 8.
Our next destination was Italy, where we spent 1 week at the seaside.
At the seaside. Okay, cool. Clarence?
Teacher, would you mind moving the answers?
You can look, sweetie, in your book, because if I move, the answers will run away. They won't stay where they are.
Okay. The journey was a good one, and I met an old friend at the train.
On the train. On the train. Linus, the last one for you.
You can waste a lot of time in a car in traffic jams.
Yes, thank you. Okay. In. Okay, I want to ask you a question. In and on. Which one is correct? In a plane, on a plane, or at a plane? In a car, on a car? What else? On a train, in a train. What is the correct option? On a train, yes. At a place. Okay, in a bus, on a bus. Which one is correct?
in a bus.
No, really.
On.
Okay,
said
let me give you a tip. Let me give you a tip. The easiest way how you can recognize, is it in or is it on, and try never to forget this. First thing, for me, when I was a child, when I was learning it, for me the easiest way was to think about, is there actually a lot of people going to this place, like going on this thing or not? For example, bus. right? We have a lot of people, like the bus wouldn't drive just for one person, right? So it needs to be bored. The bus needs to be bored. Plane as well, right? It cannot, like the plane wouldn't travel, wouldn't fly away just for one passenger, right? We need more. So train as well. Can the train go for one person? I mean, yeah, if that's a relation, right? If he needs to go from point A to point B and nobody wants to ride, so what can you do? But generally, every time when there is boarding, you're gonna go with on a train, on a plane, on a bus. The rest of it, it's in. Other ways that you can remember this is by this. If you are capable of walking in the vehicle, you can walk in the plane, right? You can walk in the train, right? You can walk on the bus as well. Bus. Yes, well, bus, yeah, sorry. In a bus as well. So in that case, you're gonna go with on. If you need to enter somewhere and you need to squish and maybe you need to sit down, you're gonna say in a car, in a taxi, maybe in a helicopter as well. So this is the easiest. If you can walk inside the vehicle, then it's going to be on. If you need to like open the door and just sit, push yourself in, then it's going to be in a car, in a taxi, in a helicopter, and that's it. This is the easiest way to memorize it, okay? Hopefully it helps. Okay, I want us to do the listening part. 1 second. Okay, I want us to do the listening part, which is on the next page. It's about the quiz show. Do you like quiz shows? Like when I was probably your age, most likely I didn't watch them. However, I started watching a lot of quiz shows probably when I was about 20, because I felt like they were interesting back then, and you know, they were with different knowledge. I remember I used to watch a lot of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and it was a Croatian version of it. I don't know if you know it, if you actually have it in your country. However, the quiz goes as follows. So there will be 15 questions and you can earn a certain amount of money. So let's say if you go from 1 to 5, you make no mistakes, 5 is guaranteed for you. You go from 6 to 10 and you can quit, right? Maybe you can hear the question and you don't know the answer. You can quit, you can say, I resign, I'm just gonna take the money that I have now. However, if you give wrong answer, let's say you came to number 10 and you gave the wrong answer, you're gonna come with the amount to number 5. And I remember one guy opened the million question, which was the 15th question. And the question was related to Roland Garros. Do you know what is Roland Garros? It's a tennis tournament in France. And they were asking him, how do you spell it? Does it have double L? Does it have double S? He was so confused. Like, obviously I took a guess, like I took a shot and it was correct. But for him, it wasn't. And he was so disappointed. But he actually quit. He said, I resign. So he took quite a good amount of money, but he actually made a mistake. So you see, for a millionaire question, you actually have English spelling. How crazy is that? Sankai, do you like watching some quizzes? Quiz shows. Sankai.
Yeah.
Sweetie, what are you doing when we have in class? Today you missed-
My chest wet. My chest wet. I'm hot. Well,
Okay, sweetie, I'm sorry about that. However, today I called you like 3-4 times. You never replied to me or replied like, I don't know, 30 seconds after that. That shows me that you're not focused. So I'm asking you, what are you doing? Are you playing a game?
I'm not playing a game.
Okay. So can you answer my question? Do you like watching quizzes?
Not really.
Why?
It's not really my favorite.
Have you seen any quizzes before?
What?
Have you
Seen
seen any quizzes before?
prison? I can't hear you
Quizzes!
clearly.
Quizzes! Sankai, what is a
Yeah,
quiz?
yeah.
Oh, Sankai, sweetie, you're
I
so
was lagging. I was lagging.
okay. Tell me, what quizzes have you seen?
Wait, teacher, can I turn off my
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I've seen game quizzes. Like I know the one that a famous celebrity runs the show of a quiz show that I forgot which one or forgot the name.
Okay.
I don't really like quizzes because they're kind of boring to me.
Boring to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Okay. Linus, how about you? Do you like watching quizzes?
Sometimes
What kind of quizzes do you like to watch?
Steve Harvey show.
Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. So you're going to hear an audio, guys, about someone. Well, a girl is giving a lot of information about her dad when he was part of a quiz show. And the audio is about roughly, I would say, 4 minutes. But you're going to hear it twice. Actually, one of the groups, they wanted to hear it 3 times because they just couldn't pick up the words. So first thing that I want you to do is read the text, think about what kind of information I'm actually required to put in over here. Think about it. Is it a verb? Is it a noun? Is it a place? Is it a number? Think about it. I will give you like 2-3 minutes to go through the text, 10 minutes of fame, and see if you can predict what kind of word potentially you will need. And I will play it for you twice. So I'm going to give you 2-3 minutes, go through the text. We're going to do the listening. I'm going to give you a break. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I had a student and I told him so many times something, like I can't remember what was it. I'm gonna say it once, I'm gonna say it twice, I'm gonna say it 3 times. He just couldn't get it. And then he was like, so no, I said it once, twice, 3 times, and then the 4th times I was very loud so he can hear me properly. And then he said to me, "Teacher, why are you angry?" And I said, "I'm not angry, but you couldn't hear me, so I need to speak out louder." So now reminded me this with Sankai, because I said so many times he couldn't hear me, and then probably he's thinking, "Oh wow, she's angry now." Now, no reason for that. Okay, you ready? You read it? Guys, when you're doing a listening test, I'm not just saying this for the examination, just in general at school. When you're doing the listening test, make sure you go through the text first, okay? And think about potentially, it depends on the listening. If you have multiple choice, then obviously you need to focus a little bit more on details, that it's a little bit easier. When you need to write something down, maybe 1 word, 2 words, doesn't matter. So that means that you're required to fill in the information. So before you actually do the listening, think about potentially what kind of word am I going to use here. Okay, very important because that's going to give you a lot of help. Let me play it for you now. Let me put on the audio. Okay, this is unit 8. Yeah.
Unit 8. Listening Part 2. Exercise 2.
So, I'm going to tell you about my dad's 10 minutes of fame. It was when he starred on a TV show a few years ago, and it happened like this. The family had a small shop just round the corner from where we live, and one day my aunt was working there on her own when a TV producer just happened to walk in and ask her if she'd like to take part in this quiz show called The Big Question. That was a big show, you remember, when we were small kids. I suppose he thought she'd look good on TV, sort of photogenic. Anyway, when she was asked, she just refused to even consider it. She said she was afraid she'd get so nervous that she'd be unable to say a word when a question came to her. My elder sister, who was only 11 at the time, told her she should go because it was the chance of a lifetime. But no one could say anything that'd make her change her mind. Just by chance, at that moment, my dad walked in. Well, he saw his opportunity and offered to go on the show himself. Anyway, the producer agreed, and a couple of weeks later, my father took a hired car, because ours was very old, and he drove to the TV studios. I don't think he trusted the trains to arrive on time, but I reckon there must have been quite a chance he'd get stuck in traffic. You know what it's like round London. Well, anyway, when he got there, he suddenly realised that he'd left his tie behind, so he had to ask the producer if they'd got a spare one at the studio he could borrow. Anyway, he was told he didn't need one, or a jacket for that matter either. Oh, and I forgot to say, he didn't really study for the show, you know, by reading encyclopedias and so on. In fact, I don't think we've ever had an encyclopedia in the house, though I did suggest buying one for the occasion. I suppose he could have gone online, but as far as I know, he didn't. He told me later that the only thing he'd done was what he always did in the evening, which was read the popular press that we hadn't sold during the day and pick up lots of trivial facts. Anyway, later what he told me was that before the show, he stood around with the other participants in somewhere called the Green Room, where they chatted to each other and were given something to eat and drink, and they got to know each other a bit. My dad felt a bit intimidated, I think, because the other competitors seemed very confident and looked really keen. My dad was expecting them to be doctors or lawyers or something, but in fact, although one of the women really was a university lecturer, the others were a bus driver and somebody who worked in a bank, so quite a mixture. When the show started, I think my dad felt quite lucky and very surprised to be able to answer his questions, which were all about general knowledge and nothing too specialist, because he actually managed to win. Anyway, he did the show, which was recorded, and all of us were longing to see him in it, especially as we knew he'd won. We thought it'd be broadcast like the following week, so it'd be really up to date, but in fact, it came on nearly 2 months later, and we almost missed it, because we'd almost forgotten about it by then. But it was good, because for weeks after, people were stopping my dad in the street and saying, "Didn't I see you on The Big Question?" Finally, though, my dad didn't become a millionaire or come home in a sports car, unfortunately. But he did win a big television with a wide screen. We've still got it at home, and it's great for the football. And a big fluffy elephant, which he gave to me. They were pretty impressive prizes for us then. Well, for me, because I was still quite small. So, that was my dad's 10 minutes of fame. I wonder what mine'll be.
Okay, do you have the answers? Yes or no?
And I didn't get only one question, so it's okay.
Not all. Okay. Anyway, as I said, you're going to hear it twice. Some of you just missing one. Okay, that's good. That's good. So in case, let's say, guys, if you have all the answers, of course, you need to hear it one more time so you can check out your answers. That's the first thing. If you're missing one answer, that means that you did quite well, right? If you managed to fill in the gaps with the potential answers, right? But the goal here is for you to check if actually those are the correct ones within the second listening. I'm going to play it one more time for you. And you're going to have a break, and after that, we're going to check it, okay? Because we need to have a break.
Unit 8. Listening Part 2. Exercise 2.
So, I'm going to tell you about my dad's 10 minutes of fame. It was when he starred on a TV show a few years ago, and it happened like this. The family had a small shop just round the corner from where we live, and one day my aunt was working there on her own when a TV producer just happened to walk in and ask her if she'd like to take part in this quiz show called The Big Question. That was a big show, you remember, when we were small kids. I suppose he thought she'd look good on TV, sort of photogenic. Anyway, when she was asked, she just refused to even consider it. She said she was afraid she'd get so nervous that she'd be unable to say a word when a question came to her. My elder sister, who was only 11 at the time, told her she should go because it was the chance of a lifetime. But no one could say anything that'd make her change her mind. Just by chance, at that moment, my dad walked in. Well, he saw his opportunity and offered to go on the show himself. Anyway, the producer agreed, and a couple of weeks later, my father took a hired car, because ours was very old, and he drove to the TV studios. I don't think he trusted the trains to arrive on time, but I reckon there must have been quite a chance he'd get stuck in traffic. You know what it's like round London. Well, anyway, when he got there, he suddenly realised that he'd left his tie behind, so he had to ask the producer if they'd got a spare one at the studio he could borrow. Anyway, he was told he didn't need one, or a jacket for that matter either. Oh, and I forgot to say, he didn't really study for the show, you know, by reading encyclopedias and so on. In fact, I don't think we've ever had an encyclopedia in the house, though I did suggest buying one for the occasion. I suppose he could have gone online, but as far as I know, he didn't. He told me later that the only thing he'd done was what he always did in the evening, which was read the popular press that we hadn't sold during the day and pick up lots of trivial facts. Anyway, later what he told me was that before the show, he stood around with the other participants in somewhere called the Green Room, where they chatted to each other and were given something to eat and drink, and they got to know each other a bit. My dad felt a bit intimidated, I think, because the other competitors seemed very confident and looked really keen. My dad was expecting them to be doctors or lawyers or something, but in fact, although one of the women really was a university lecturer, the others were a bus driver and somebody who worked in a bank, so quite a mixture. When the show started, I think my dad felt quite lucky and very surprised to be able to answer his questions, which were all about general knowledge and nothing too specialist, because he actually managed to win. Anyway, he did the show, which was recorded, and all of us were longing to see him in it, especially as we knew he'd won. We thought it'd be broadcast like the following week, so it'd be really up to date, but in fact, it came on nearly 2 months later, and we almost missed it, because we'd almost forgotten about it by then. But it was good, because for weeks after, people were stopping my dad in the street and saying, "Didn't I see you on The Big Question?" Finally, though, my dad didn't become a millionaire or come home in a sports car, unfortunately. But he did win a big television with a wide screen. We've still got it at home, and it's great for the football. And a big fluffy elephant, which he gave to me. They were pretty impressive prizes for us then. Well, for me, because I was still quite small. So, that was my dad's 10 minutes of fame. I wonder what mine'll be.
Okay, I'm switching off my camera so you can have a better sound, because sometimes that makes a hell of a difference. I'm going to give you a break, guys. 5 to 7 minutes. Do what you need to do. And once we're back, we're going to check out the answers. I wanted to speak a little bit about reported speech because for some reason it was actually a little bit difficult to the other group because they said they've never studied direct speech, reported speech. So we're going to check it out, that for you as well. So take a break, You can switch off your camera. Once we are back, you can turn on the camera and we can continue. See you in 5 minutes. Okay, guys, so I'm back. If you are back, so we can check out the answers, please. I'll wait for you until you turn on your cameras. Okay, let's take a look. What do we have here? What answers do we have? I don't think the answers were like very challenging, if I'm being honest with you. But okay, let's see. Ruichi, I'll start with you.
A TV producer invited Julie's aunt to the quiz show while she was working in a small shop belonging to the family.
Perfect. In a small shop or just a shop. Good. Okay. The next one is Mithu. Nervous? Okay, thank you. My mouse died. Nervous? Okay. Next one, Max. Max. Mi Wong. Linus.
Julie's father used a hired car to travel to a show.
Hired car, very well. Good job. So, hired car. Clarence? Dankai?
The number fourth one or the
Yes.
number, yeah, tie. He forgot to wear a tie.
Tie. Okay, cool. Thank you. Egypt?
He prepared for the show by learning large numbers of facts from the newspaper.
Large numbers. Trivial facts. Okay, good. Trivial fact. Wei Shen? Angel? Number 6? Green room? Yes, thank you. Oh my goodness, I'm typing, but it's not coming out. Green room. Okay. The next one, Osmond is not here. Ruichi, back to you.
He competed against a university lecturer, a bus driver, and a bank employee.
University lecturer. No, EJ, green doesn't have to be capital letter. That is. No, thank you for that. So a university lecturer. Okay. Max? 8? Mithu? Guys, are you sleeping? What are you doing? General knowledge. Thank you, Mithu. Yeah, your microphone is not working. I'm patient with you, but I'm just checking for the other students. Thank you. General knowledge. Okay, cool. Clarence, are you here? Nope. Ejen?
The show was broadcast almost 2 months after it was recorded.
2 months. Thank you. And Angel? I'm sorry, sweetie. I didn't understand that. Big television, or you can just say TV. Doesn't matter. One or TV. Okay. Can I write big television with a wide screen? Yes, you can. Yeah. For number 7, I just put lecturer. He competed against a lecturer. Okay, but lecturer can be different. It can work on a different position. Yes, Ruichi. So it can work on a different position. So when you put the adjective to say what kind of lecturer, it kind of makes sense because I can also be a lecturer, right? But I'm not university lecturer. So that's why. I mean, it's okay. It's not a mistake, but still, I would go with university lecturer. Okay, all right. I'm very curious about the reported speech. Which one of you, or who, maybe all of you, have learned about reported speech before? Give me a reaction, anything. Reported speech. Now, maybe you don't even know what is it. Let me just show you first. Maybe you don't know that's reported speech. Okay. So look at this. So for the first one, I'm going to read these sentences for you. She said she was afraid she'd get too nervous and be unable to speak when they asked her questions. Now A says, I'm afraid that I'll get too nervous and be unable to speak when they ask me questions. B says, I'm afraid I got too nervous and was unable to speak when they asked me questions. The correct answer is A. And let me tell you why the correct answer is A. You can also mark in your books that A is the correct answer. So she said she was afraid. Now, what is the first thing that happened? The first thing is this, right? This is 1, this is 2, because first she said, I'm afraid I'll get too nervous. Now, with the reported speech, to report something, someone said something, and now I'm telling the same thing to someone else. I'm reporting it. Think of this direct and indirect speech. Direct, I'm talking to you. Indirect, I'm narrating it to you. I'm saying, Ruichi yesterday told me this and this and this, right? So I'm using exactly maybe her words, or I'm kind of rephrasing it or paraphrasing it. For the second one, my elder sister was only 11 at the time. Told her she should go because it was the chance of a lifetime. You'll go because it's the chance of a lifetime, or you should go because it's the chance of a lifetime. The correct answer is B. You should go because it's the chance of a lifetime. My elder sister, who was 11 at the time, told her she should go because it was the chance of a lifetime. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm back to the previous exercises because I have a question. 1 second. So we can just write anything we heard. Like, don't skip the words before, like, university lecturer. No, as I said, I prefer you to write university lecturer. okay? Because if it's mentioned what kind of lecturer, yes, you can go for university lecturer. If they just mention lecturer, he works as a lecturer somewhere in a company, you have no idea what kind of lecturer he is, okay? But if it's mentioned that he works at the university and he's the lecturer there, in that case, you need to specify it, okay? I realized when I explain something, I speak too loud. I'm sorry, I'm not, I'm gonna refer to the students yesterday where he said, yeah, but when you're explaining something, you were kind of angry. Not angry, I'm just into the moment. So I apologize if it sounds like that, because it actually made me think about it. So yes, most of you said that you haven't had any contact with reported speech. Okay, now I'm gonna say to you, reported speech is not very difficult. However, there is a trick. You need to know all the grammar tenses. If you know them, it's gonna be easy for you to do it. Therefore, we're gonna go to page 173 to see how do we change the grammar tenses. 170, 1, 2, okay, 3, here it is. When you have a sentence in present simple, like this one, I live in Berlin. When you want to report a sentence, if you want to write it in reported speech, the present simple changes into past simple. I live in Berlin. She said she lived in Berlin. Pay attention to the verb. Live, present tense. Lived, past simple. Next example. Present continuous. I'm watching TV. However, it changes to past continuous. He said he was watching TV. So, easy peasy. Present simple, past simple. Present continuous, past continuous. Those two are super easy. Okay, let's see the next one. Next, we're having present perfect tense. Well, this will be a tricky one. We're having present perfect tense changing into past perfect. But again, shouldn't be. Like you had present simple, past simple. Present perfect, past perfect. Okay? I've seen the film already. She said she had seen the film already. Next one. When you have past simple, it changes into past perfect. I missed the concert. He told me he had missed. Oh, that's a concert. Oh yeah, it's a concert, not Concord. Okay, sorry, my mistake. Concert, because it's kind of bluish a bit. Okay, next one. Will changes into would. I'll phone you soon. She promised she would phone me soon. Okay, let's see the top one. If you have a sentence with can, you need to change it with could. I can understand German, but I can't speak it. She said she could understand German, but she couldn't speak it. May changes into might. I may give the book to John. Sam suggested he might give the book to John. Must or had to. I must cook dinner. Tanya said she had to cook dinner. So, what is the most important thing for you to learn? Well, the grammar tenses. And there are a lot, that's for sure. This should be easy. Can, could, may, might, must, had to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, let me just see, should I give you the exercise from the book? Because I have something else prepared for you. No, actually, let's do the exercise. Can you please, guys, open up page 89? 89. So we're going to do exercise 2, 3, maybe 4 as well. Let's see how much time we're going to have. So for the first one, last night I saw a fantastic film. Which grammar tense we have here? Saw. Said. We have past simple. Do you remember which grammar tense we need to use now? How do we change it? Past simple. Take a look at the chart. Where is it? Okay, so past simple, past perfect. I missed the concert. Now you need to use past and had plus ed. So let's make this sentence. Okay. Phil told me that let me get my pencil. That the previous night, oh my days. My mouse, sorry. Phil told me that the previous, oh, I'm typing, but it's not showing. What a day. The previous night, he had seen. Phil told me that the previous night he had seen a fantastic film. Okay, I'm gonna let you do 2, 3, and 4, and we're gonna check it out. Yes, Sankai? So first analyze the sentence. I will. So you have will. Focus on will, not on said. I will return quite late from the theater tonight. Okay, who can tell me number 2? Angel. Oh, Linus, okay. But will, you need to change will into something. What was it? Let's see. Will, would. So you need to change it. So Elena warned me that she would get back or come back. Elena warned me that she would get back. How about the next one, guys? I won't be late for the show, said Lucy. You have won't. Will is the positive, won't is the negative. How are you going to make the sentence? EJ? Would arrive on? Yes, that's correct. Yes, thank you. She would arrive on. Brilliant. You can borrow my camera, Mike, said his father. How about now? Couldn't allowed or wasn't allowed? Wasn't allowed to borrow. Okay, so wasn't allowed to borrow. Okay, Please write them down so we can continue. The word in the sentence is can. You can borrow my camera, Mike. She would be back for the second one. She would. Yeah, you can say. You can say be back. We can change it actually. Oh. Okay, so yes, according to the can becomes could. Yes, that's correct. However, with this sentence, you can borrow my camera, Mike. No, sweetie, you can change it. You actually need to change it. You can borrow my camera, Mike, said his father. Mike's father told him he wasn't allowed because you need to use allowed in a sentence. Right? That's the thing. Can you use can't allow? No. Does that make sense? All right, good. Let's keep going. Number 5. I know I got several answers wrong in this exercise. Hannah said, you need to use mistakes. So it's past simple. Remember, past simple. Look in the chart which grammar tense you need to use. Perfect tense. And make the sentence. Who can tell me? Has got. Are you sure? Actually, you can say that, but also had got several mistakes. Had several mistakes. Made several mistakes. Yes, made several mistakes. That she made several mistakes. All right, and the last one. I really enjoyed the play. Katie told George. Found the play? Okay, found the play. For question 5. Shouldn't be past tense. Yes. You can also use had. EJ, you can use had. So you can say, Hannah admitted that she had made several mistakes. So it's fine. Okay, next exercise. Exercise 3, you just need to choose the correct form from these couple of exercises. Anyway, when she was asked, she just refused to even considering it. I'm gonna go to even consider. Anyway, when she was asked, she just refused to even consider. Ruichi, number 2, please.
Well, he saw his opportunity and offered to go on the show himself.
Okay, he saw an opportunity and offered to go. Thank you. Clarence?
He had asked the producer if they got a spare one at the studio he could borrow.
Okay, if they got. Perfect. Max, number 4.
In fact, I don't think we've ever had an encyclopedia in the house, though I suggested buying one for the occasion.
Buying. Perfect. Suggesting buying. Okay. All right. Let's clear this up. We still have some time. That's good. Let's see this exercise. Complete these sentences by writing the verb in brackets in the correct form in the gap. For example, she admitted. Are we going to say steal, to steal, or stealing? Stealing. She admitted stealing, or that she had stolen. That's also okay. She admitted stealing the watch. Okay, can you please do from sentence 2 till sentence 10, please? Okay, checking the answers. So we said number 1, number 2, Linus. Linus, number 2, Susan accused
Susan accused Brian of lying.
of lying. Yeah, okay. Ruichi,
Mark's mother agreed to buy him a new car.
to buy. Yeah, to buy. I don't know who to call anymore because the rest of the students' microphone is not working. So they're texting me. Angel, you're next. I cannot hear you. Breaking, thank you. EJ,
Peter has invited me to visit him in Switzerland this summer.
Peter has invited me to visit. Okay. Mi Wong, to buy, thank you. Wei Shen,
Karen has promised visiting me after the summer.
to visit, sweetie, to visit. Karen has promised to visit. Okay. Ruichi,
Parent has promised to visit me after the summer.
not that one, the next one, sweetie.
I would
Eight.
recommend installing new computers in the office.
Installing, thank you. Installing. Sankai, 9.
Can I remind everyone sending me an email if you're
To
not
send
coming?
me. To send me.
Oh, to send.
Yeah. And the last one, Clarence.
Martin warned me to not use the machine.
Not to use. Not to use. Not to use. Okay, this one is still tricky. Guys, unfortunately, there's no way I can help you with this. You just have to memorize them and just practice with them to write a sentence. Otherwise, there's not really specific rule that I would say, okay, this is the rule and that's it. That's unfortunate. Okay, we're having 12 more minutes. Let me check out the next exercise. You must use between 2 and 5 words, including the word given. So you just need to make the sentence with similar meaning. You really should see that film, Pablo, his friend said. Now you need to use advice. I will give you the first example. Pablo's friend advised him to see the film. Advised him to see the film. I'll give you 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and we're gonna check the answer. Shall we check out the answer? EJ, start number 2, please.
Why don't we go swimming this afternoon, say Mary. I suggested going swimming this afternoon.
Okay, that afternoon. This is going to change to that. So, Mary suggested going swimming that afternoon. Okay, next one, Angel. I'm sorry, sweetie, I don't understand anything you're saying. Write it down for me, please. Clarence, how about number 4?
Don't forget to post the letter, Silva told Natasha. Silva reminded Natasha to post the letter.
Yeah, very good. Good. Sylvia reminded Natasha to post the letter. Let me see, Angel, what did she say to the previous one? Switch off the light. Told me to switch off. My father told me to switch off the light when I went to bed. Reminded me. Yes, you can. Yeah, because you're having switch. So yes, you can use that. Number 5, Linus.
Our teacher accused us of not paying any attention.
Of not
Of not paying
taking-
any.
taking attention.
Okay.
Yeah. Our teacher accused us of not taking any notice of him. Good. And the last one, Sankai.
Paula promised to try her best to pass the exam.
To try her best or to do her best. Yeah, good. To do her best. You cannot really say to try your best. I mean, people say it. However, the best phrase over here is do your best. Do your best. Helen not paying any. Oh, this sentence. No, it's fine. Our teacher accused us of not taking any. You can pay attention, right? But not paying any notice. How is that? Doesn't make any sense. You can pay attention, right? Don't confuse yourself here. Yeah, you can pay attention. I need to pay more attention, but can you pay notice? No. Take notice. Take notes. Take notice. Okay, cool. Let me just see for the next class. Actually, I'm going to give you homework, which will be the reported speech. Let me show you. Okay, so I'm gonna give you this one. Don't get scared. It's not as big as it seems like because at the top of it you have kind of examples. So remember, when you have present simple, what have I done? When you have present simple, you're changing the present simple into past simple. The direct speech says, I work in Paris. The indirect speech says, he said he worked in Paris. So if you follow all of this on the side over here, you're going to be good to go. However, you need to know each grammar tense. Now, my advice for you would be, take a piece of paper, take your notebook, just write them down. Present simple. Take one sentence. I find that a little bit more simple, I would say. And it gives me like a little bit more vibes to it. What do I mean? If I have one sentence and I change each sentence in present simple, past simple, present continuous, past perfect, present perfect simple, past perfect simple. So if I change the same sentence, I can see easily what is changing in the sentence. So in order for you to understand the reported speech, unfortunately, you have to learn the grammar tenses, all of them. Another thing you need to remember is that will changes into would, can changes into could, must changes into had to, may changes into might, shall changes into should. Now, the time references: now, then, today, that day, here, there, this, that, this week, that week, and so on. Ago has two options. You can say previously, or you can say before. 2 days ago, 2 days previously, 2 days before. You're going to read them very carefully, each of the sentences. Let's just see the homework, basically. Okay, so the first part of the exercise will be 18 questions where you need to, not questions, sorry, 18 sentences where you need to rewrite them in reported speech. The good thing is you got examples over here, so you shouldn't make a mistake. That's the first part. The second part of the exercise is where you need to choose the correct answer. You read it, you see it, you choose it. And then the time references, how do they change? Today, what did we say about today? Today, that day. And you're going to write that one down as well. Okay. Do you have any questions? Let me just customize the link, guys, and send it to you. So this is FC Saturday. Okay. So I want you to practice a little bit with the reported speech, but also, hold on, latest homework. Also, you need to do the article, okay, from the previous class. Sorry, not article, essay. I apologize. Where was it? Let me see. So as I said, only 3 students have it. I'll send it to you also over here, okay? And please write the essays because next week I want each one of you to read. So I'm going to choose, for example, Angel's essay. I'm going to ask Linus to read it and see what potentially she could do better, okay? And maybe he will find some mistakes. So this is for the next class. So next week we will practice a little bit more with the reported speech, but also we will continue with our lessons, obviously. One thing, guys, I need to give you an update. We're going to have a mock test. Let me just tell you the date. So the writing part, the writing part, is it next week for you? On the 3rd and on the 10th. Yeah. On the 3rd, and then the second part of the test will be on the 10th. So next week we'll be writing. You're gonna have all the things you need to write. I just realized that yeah, that's for next week. Okay, it's fine. So writing, all the 3 tasks you need to do within the writing. You're gonna have 2 hours, roughly 2 hours, not 2 hours, but roughly 2 hours, an hour and something. And you're going to have to write it just like you're doing your examination. So prepare yourself. Actually, don't do the homework. Forget about the homework. Prepare yourself with good vocabulary, phrasal verbs, collocations, and try to use them in the writing part. Okay? It's not going to be difficult because we've been doing this. However, those of you who has been doing the homework previously, sending me the task, most likely you wouldn't have any issues. For those of you who didn't send me anything, I want to bet that you're going to have issues with that. But maybe you'll surprise me. Who knows? So next week, you are going to do the writing part. I have it prepared already. So yeah, do you have any questions? No? All right. Thank you in that case for coming to class today. Enjoy your weekend, and I'm going to see you in 7 days. Bye.
Good
Thank you.
没有，你要跟他开会，不是？要讲话。